Okay, this is the last video we're going to go over with contact lens inventory OptiPort and utilizing purchase orders. Now, I'm going to combine pretty much everything that we've talked about. We've introduced different sources for purchase orders, and we're gonna utilize purchase orders in a batch-like fashion, so that we can create one purchase order that's going to be for multiple recipients, maybe a couple from a number of different quick orders throughout the day, and a new concept that we mentioned earlier, a reorder point. In your inventory, you can designate an item with the reorder point. Say it's one item, so that once that inventory item falls below that count, a reorder point will be automated once you auto create a purchase order. There you can also designate a maximum inventory so that it will order precisely that many up to that point. So let's investigate this. We're going to first go to the inventory to show this. We're going to click on File, Inventory, Contact Lens. And here we're going to select this one item. And right here we have the details of that item. Along with those details, again, here's the trial and the configurations for all the different prescriptions that are available. We're going to scroll over here and look at this data grid, and we're going to select one that doesn't have anything on hand. Therefore, when we create a reorder point of, let's say, 1, obviously the on hand is less than that, so we've now reached the threshold where it's time to reorder. Here we're going to say 5 for maximum inventory. So what's going to happen when we create a purchase order, it's going to look through the database through all the inventory that has information like this set up, so that in this example it will want to order a maximum, or it will want to order 5 because we have none and it's below the reorder point. So I'm now going to click OK, and I'm going to close the contact lens inventory listing, and I'm also going to show you a quick order that was previously created. First, take note the order number is 1919. Take note that there are 2 contact lenses here, both set for source to order. So if we do want to create a purchase order, this would be a candidate to add to that purchase order. And one last thing I'm going to do that we've mentioned in another video is we're going to select on this ship to dialog, and here we're going to select this shipping address. I'm going to go ahead and save it, and assuming this had been the end of the day and we had created many of these quick orders, and maybe 1 or 2 out of all the quick orders we had created required an order, a purchase order if you will. So now we're going to create this one purchase order to behave in a batch, and we're going to go to File, Inventory, Purchase Orders. And let me fit this right here. Okay. We need to select a supplier for this purchase order because it's not just limited to OptiPort, but in this example we're going to be using it for OptiPort. Take note as well that in the prior video, when we created a purchase order directly from the quick order, it automatically populated as OptiPort. Now we are going to add items to this purchase order, and that's what this control auto create is for. Once I click on auto create, it's going to go through the database, and it's going to collect all the orders that are set to order status, and it's also going to look throughout the inventory for any items that are below their reorder point. And it's also going to ask for an order date range that we will now verify, and it's processing. Here are all the orders of the day that have a source set to order. Again, in the quick order, the status was order because we don't have them on inventory. And note as well, this was the quick order that I did have available for display purposes. It was 1919. Here is the reorder point that we set up in the inventory, and that just leaves one more way to add to the purchase order, and that is when you, by your own judgment on the fly here, wish to add, to order more contacts despite reorder points or quick orders. So here we'll just add that directly by clicking on contacts. Here's your inventory, and you have decided to get more pure vision and that you want to select this configuration. So we are now seeing three sources now. User, as just demonstrated, was when the user decides to manually add to the purchase order. You can also see that this was selected for ship to. That was done when I showed you on the quick order by clicking on the checkbox for ship to and then providing which address you wanted it to ship to. So this purchase order is going for multiple recipients, as you can see. So once I note one other thing that I'm going to show you when this is done. Take note of this reorder point, because in a moment I'm going to show you quickly after this is done, if I create another purchase order, it will, because this item is on order, it will not add this again, so that you're not ordering twice for this inventory item. I create the purchase order as seen right here. And here are all the items that we have that will be set for these orders and a reorder point. So that if I was to click on the OptiPort control, it would then send it to OptiPort. And there, as we showed in the last couple of videos, we can go to the website, to their CLX portal, and view those orders that are ready to be processed for the supplier. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close this, and I'm just going to demonstrate what I had presented a minute ago, and that is we're going to go create another purchase order. So we'll select OptiPort, and you'll notice now when I auto create, it should not populate again with that reorder point because that's on order. I will verify the order date range, and you'll notice that nothing is added to the purchase order because everything is on order. So that's it basically. We've had a number of videos now with contact lens inventory and OptiPort, and that also involves purchase orders. So you may need to review any of those, as well as there are videos available for purchase orders as well that go into depth of that. Keep in mind that purchase orders are for any kind of supplier. Just in these videos we were giving OptiPort as an example. So thank you for watching.